Everyone's least favorite part of beginning a new paint project is the prep work. Cause you're a bunch of lazy bums! Anyways, you might be asking yourself, where am I supposed to begin? What prep work can I skip without it affecting the finished project? None of it, you dingus! Anyways, don't worry, we're gonna cover all the essentials when it comes to prep work in this video. Roll the intro. When it comes to prepping your walls for paint, there are 4 key steps to follow. Number 1, you want to patch your walls. Number 2, sand your walls. Number 3, dust your walls. And number 4, prime your walls if necessary, or PSDP for short. We'll walk through each step and discuss the easiest yet most effective way to complete each step. Step number 1, patch your walls. Any nail holes, screw holes, or holes where your 15-year-old son put his fist through the wall because his girlfriend broke up with him, all of those holes are going to need to be patched. Do not worry though, because spackling is an incredibly easy and quick process that will not slow down your painting job too much. When it comes to the smaller holes like nail holes or screw holes, all you need is a lightweight spackling and a putty knife. Simply put a glob of the spackling in and on top of the hole, and then wipe it smooth with your putty knife. Most lightweight spackling dries and is ready to be painted over in mere minutes with any latex-based paint. If you have a hole in your wall that is bigger than a 1/4 inch, you'll want to use a heavier spackling like DAP's Dry-Dex. The Dry-Dex will take a little bit longer to dry, but it goes on pink and dries white when it is ready to be painted over. And if you really did have a teenager who put his fist through the wall because his girlfriend broke up with him, you will most likely need to use a wall patch kit if the damage is significant. Step number 2, sand your walls. There's no way around it. I know sanding is a pain to most people. However, sanding is one of the most pivotal steps in preparing a surface for paint, regardless of what it is that you're painting. Why? Well, sanding does a multitude of different things. Number 1, sanding smooths the wall. If the spackling you applied dried a little rough, sanding the wall creates a consistently smooth finish throughout the wall. Number 2, sanding cleans the wall. If you've got dirt or oils on your wall, and trust me, you do, sanding removes the dirt and oils from your wall. In some extreme cases, you might actually have to use a cleaner or degreaser to clean your walls, but oftentimes sanding gets the job done. This is important because dirt and oils can prevent the paint from adhering to the wall completely. Number 3, speaking of adhesion, sanding your wall creates a texture on the wall that allows the paint to grab onto the wall much easier, ensuring that the paint will not peel off the walls. Now, when we say sanding, we're not suggesting you get an electric sander and go to town on the wall. Simply a 220 grit or 150 grit sandpaper should do just fine. For more tips on a much easier way to sand walls, check out our video on the Aero Sander. Moving on, step number 3, dust your walls. Especially after you've just sanded your walls, you'll want to dust your walls. Dusting your walls with a damp rag, a damp washcloth, a dust mop, or the Aero Duster, which is also featured in our Aero Sander video, will get all the sanding dust off your walls. This is important because any dust left over from sanding will show up in the finish of your paint. Simply painting over it will only lead to poor adhesion and a sloppy looking finished job. Finally, step number 4, prime your walls. Before you slap the paint on the walls, you'll need to make sure and determine whether or not you need to slap some primer onto the walls beforehand. Hey guys, John from the future here. I just wanted to come back and let you know that we missed out on a couple things. just wanted to say that most people think that there are some paints that are paint and primer in one. The truth of the matter is that all paints are self-priming to some surfaces. So, if you're painting over previously painted walls, even over a dark color, a primer is not even necessarily needed. If you are painting over bare drywall, patchwork, oil-based paint, or if the drywall has stains either from water, smoke, nicotine, or various other things, those are the certain situations in which you would need a primer. This, of course, only encompasses interior wall paint, so when it comes to painting exterior surfaces or even trim work, it's a little bit of a different story. All right, Future John out. So, to recap, step number 1, patch your walls. Step number 2, sand your walls. Step number 3, dust your walls. And step number 4, prime your walls if necessary. This will all ensure that your finished paint job looks the best it absolutely can. We hope that you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.